Well, we're always looking for ways to make it easier in the kitchen, and we're always using a knife. So it sounds like a perfect area for a new invention, right?
Well, the Aeroknife actually has holes in the blade, which is supposed to reduce the amount of friction in whatever you're cutting. Really? So we got one, put it to the test.
Are your knives making food prep harder than it should be?
Hey, Ming Tsai with the Aeroknife. Light as air, cuts like a razor, and food slides right off. The Aeroknife has holes. 60% less surface area means less friction.
All right, now you've seen the commercial. Now the question is, the Aeroknife, is it really as good as they say it is? Well, with me is Scott Kemp, who is a chef at Abbott's Grill. Appreciate you coming in today. You're going to put the Aeroknife to the test. Scott, let me ask you this. A knife is a tool of your trade. What do you look for? How do you use a knife?
I look for a nice, sturdy, maybe even a little bit of heavy knife, and usually use the 9 or 10-inch chef knife, depending on what I'm doing, except for the most delicate things.
Now, you have how many years of work with knives?
20 plus years.
20 plus years. So you're going to know whether or not this fits specifically what you want to do, right?
Yes.
Okay. Well, we've got you some lettuce, we've got tomatoes, a pepper, mushrooms, all kinds of things. All right. So there you go.
All right.
Open that bad boy up. Let's see what's inside. Scott said that he had seen the Aeroknife advertised, and it caught his attention because it was endorsed by Chef Ming Tsai, whom Scott likes and follows on television. So what do you think of it?
Well, it's kind of very lightweight and a little short for my liking.
Scott said he liked and usually used a 9 or 10-inch knife, so while there is a longer Aeroknife available, he agreed to test this one for us. Cutting lettuce seemed to work well, but chopping was another matter. With this rounded blade, Scott frequently didn't get all the way through. So from there, we moved to tomatoes. So the big thing about the Aeroknife is there's supposed to be less blade in contact with what you're slicing, right?
I feel like it's pushing away from the fruit itself as I'm going.
Yeah.
It's not, I'm kind of not in control with just the loose grip that I have on it,
right,
that it's pushing it out of the fruit.
Oh, I see what you're saying. So you can't make that nice clean slice that you want. Scott tried chopping the pepper and was a little disappointed. Though it looked clean, the Aeroknife didn't go all the way through again. So how about the cucumber? Not much better. Scott says he wants the knife to do the work for him, but with the blade moving away from what he's cutting as it reaches the bottom, he found himself having to work harder to create a clean slice. Mushrooms were better. However, using his knuckle to guide the knife, as all chefs do, well, there was a problem.
It's a little discomfort. It's catching my knuckle, as you can tell.
Oh, the knife blade is?
Yes. No, right here.
Oh, the
right
opening?
Right in the groove.
So what do you think of the edge? How well does it cut?
I'm not very impressed with the edge.
Really?
I mean, with the serration, it's just not what I'm looking for in a knife.
And the comfort of the handle is not all that great?
Nope, I'm adjusting my hand to make it work. It's not fitting in my hand this way. I'm holding my fingertips to the handle.
And as you mentioned, they've got different knife sizes. What would you use a knife that size for?
Maybe for cutting cheese, you know?
Yeah?
It may be good for cutting like a block of cheese or small.
Something sticky, maybe?
Maybe something harder or sticky.
All right, so here's the big question. All right? $9.99 for the Aeroknife from As Seen on TV. Would you buy it?
I wouldn't buy the knife
Why?
for $9.99.
Why?
It's just, it's not very sturdy, and it's not what I'm looking for. And with the edge has a small serration, and I'm more familiar with just a smooth edge.
There you go. Scott's point, if you'll pardon the pun, is that he prefers to let the knife do the work, so he holds it with a very light grip. However, when he did that with the Aeroknife, he found that he had to focus more on controlling where he wanted the knife blade to go.
Oh, okay.
So, interesting point there.
Well, while we're talking kitchen cutlery, let's go ahead and put our skills to the test. We're in the kitchen next, taking on WBOC meteorologist Dan Satterfield and Mike Lichniak in another 5-minute recipe challenge.
And from food to drink, Rachel Ray has another handy how-to tip.
Hey guys, here's 3 quick tips if you love champagne and sparkling wines. To quick chill them, get your ice piled in there, add a little bit of water so that it goes around the bottle a little freer, sprinkle it with salt, and then I'll give you the quick chill down. To keep the bubbles in the champagne, pop a spoon into the bottle, it'll keep the bubbles going. And to keep the champagne cold in your glass, and again, keep the bubbles going, freeze grapes and any small fruit like a raspberry, drop it into the glass, it won't water down, and it keeps those bubbles flowing.